Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. We are the Odd Couple. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. It's week 5 in college football. Wow. This is our regular Monday opening lines show. Mike Brenner, college football, chugging along. The Sharps, according to Brent from BetDSI, went 8-5 last week. So
really?
Nice. Yeah, nice. So, but there's still only 20 and 17 overall on the year, which for them would actually be good. Yeah. You and I both did okay. Combined, we went 8-6, which is not too bad. We had some winners, some losers,
and it's another week, thank God, right?
Another week, college football, week 5, a bunch of interesting lines, and I'm hoping to get my totals plays out this week. So we'll see. That'll come later in the week if I can do it. I'm doing really well in totals this year, Mike.
I believe you.
It's only been 4 weeks.
Hence the nickname, Totals Low.
I know. I mean, again, like who I am, I'm actually slightly worse than a coin flip on sides, but on totals long term, and killing them top 10 on coverage right now.
I love it. I love it.
That's true.
I love it. So the epitome of humility too. I love it. No, for real.
No, I mean it's true. I mean my sides long term slightly worse than a coin flip. Although my top plays are
the way you look
at
totals. I'm killing.
All right, so there's a lot of interesting opening lines. The first one I jumped on immediately was Houston at minus 27 or 27.5. Now, Houston, we were thinking that they might be overvalued this year, but that's not been the case.
That bit me in the ass. They came out, I think we're up 54-0 at halftime.
And UConn can, is a team that's certainly blowoutable. Yeah. It's a Thursday night game,
and
short week, and it's at home. It's a primetime game. Woo! You've got to think at least Houston on the first half has
I'm putting out the first half right now. They got to do it. I got to do it. Should have done it last week.
So there are no first half lines as of right now, but we'll give you
Heritage or
you can take
not Heritage.
You can take the Pinnacle opener, but the Pinnacle openers tend to come out later, so you could take the Heritage bookmaker opener when it first opens.
Bookmaker.
Okay.
Yeah, bookmaker.
Okay, the bookmaker opener.
Big fan of the other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not prepared right now as we sit here to give that as an official play, but I jumped on it immediately at 27.5. It hasn't moved yet though, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, but I think that might change.
Mm-hmm. Then also let's see what else. There's a lot of let's get to the interesting lines first before we get our actual initial picks of the week. First of all, we got what's that team that lost? The big one. Oh yeah, Michigan
what's that
State.
Team that lost? Hell, you know what? When Notre Dame lost to Michigan State, now I understand why, because they both suck.
Exactly.
They're both bad. I mean, I believe in the coach in Michigan State, but this guy from Notre Dame, he's got to go. He's proved that he can't do nothing with that talent.
So now it's a bounce back spot for them. It opened at about 7.5. It is up to 8 or 8.5. I don't know. Indiana is certainly a beatable team if Michigan State has it in them. I mean,
Jesus, what happened, OP?
I don't know. I think that
they got
college
the first
kids,
points. It was 3-0. I think they were like, okay, here we go. And I'll tell you what, this shit got real quick.
Yeah, I mean, look, Michigan has. I mean, I'm sorry, Wisconsin has horses in the trenches, and as they always do. You know what I mean? So it's not.
They showed they didn't get any respect, but they sure came out and earned it.
I mean, it certainly.
They're going to bounce back over Indiana.
It certainly doesn't push me off of Michigan State going forward overall.
No, Notre Dame I'm 10-2, but Michigan State, I still believe in that coach. That game's in Indiana,
right? It's in Indiana. It opened at 7.5. Now it's up to 8 or 8.5. I'm tempted to take Michigan State here.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with you.
Really?
I'm going to do it with you.
Well, I'm not doing it yet, but
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Because that coach, I got news for you. They ain't going to be pleasant around their practice this week. There's going to be just some grinding going on. So boys going to have no choice.
So what do you want?
I want the full game and the first half.
Full game and the first half. All right. So you got 3 picks on the already so far.
Yep.
Okay. Now another one, big interesting game. This is going to be debated until kickoff, right? Louisville and Clemson opened at Louisville plus 3.5, and I totally missed that one. Then it was at 2, and I decided at 2 I was going to hold off. Now it's already at Pick'em. Bookmaker already has -1, so a ton of money coming in on Louisville. Jesus. And if you look at their recent results, obviously,
where's it being played?
It's at Clemson, and Louisville has been absolutely killing it ATS wise. Clemson not really. I mean, they struggled against who was it, Troy but Louisville has just been. I mean, that Florida State win was eye popping.
Sure it was, but they're not going. Death Valley, it's over. Give it to me, baby. Give me Clemson. This is just absolutely making my week a beautiful thing. Okay. This is beautiful.
I mean, are these all the picks you wanted to give, or are you just giving picks that I...
No, Clemson, I was looking at it. I'm just letting you do what you do, and I'm just putting them out there.
You want to make that official?
I'm taking Clemson on the full game.
+1 at -105 at Bookmaker right now. I'll tell you right now.
And I'm telling you they're going to win by at least a touchdown or more, if not 2 touchdowns. Guess what, Bobby Vitrino? You're a great coach, but the talent over where you're going in that place, it's going to... shit's getting real.
I'll tell you what, that's how I was feeling as well when it was Louisville +3.5. Maybe I would have taken it, but at 2, again, I held off. I was like, I want to do more research, see where this line moves. I would not be surprised if this winds up being...
It is not easy to win. I think it could be a blowout.
I mean, and is Louisville that awesome? They're awesome.
They're awesome, but guess who's awesome also?
Right.
Yeah.
That is the ultimate question when it comes
Deshaun
to college
Watson.
football handicapping. They're awesome, but are they that awesome?
Florida State doesn't
That's
have a
what you
quarterback.
to
They got
answer.
zero quarterback there, so you're going to a place now where you got a real quarterback and a real team, actually.
Interesting line. Speaking of they're awesome, but are they that awesome? Is Alabama
Yes,
minus
they're that
34.5 over
Pete,
Kentucky?
absolutely. There's no doubt. And they'll probably cover that in the first half like they did this week.
Right.
They buried this team, and they still, even in the third quarter, were still pressing a little bit until they finally said, okay, enough. They're going to crush Kentucky, and I got to have that first half.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
My job's easy this week.
The bookmaker line, I guess you can take. Okay.
I'm going to take Bama.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is Alabama,
Is that at home?
Yeah, it's at home.
Oh, give me the first half big time, baby.
Alabama first half. I always think of them as being like a team that doesn't cover the 40-point spreads, but does cover the big spreads against other SEC teams. But this is getting up into 40-point territory. I mean,
it is. I know. And last week showed me it's a different team from a couple years past.
Yeah.
It's a damn good team. I don't know if there's anybody can hang with them this year.
You think they're going to be motivated to cover by 35, or at least the first half? You're
Two
absolutely
words.
right. First half.
Two
There
words.
You go. There you go.
Nick Saban,
First
Nick
half.
Saban,
First
baby.
half. Mike Renner. By the time this week is over, I might be on you with that first half.
I think you will be.
Bet.
I think you will be.
All right, now some interesting things. Here's an interesting game, Mike Brenner, for all of our viewers, right? Utah at Cal, right? Now, Utah is just a 1-point dog at Cal. You might think, why is that line so low? Cal has, gotten some wins recently, but Utah has been particularly good on the road in recent years.
Yes, they have. And another presenter told me the same thing about them on the road. So,
and this is I just wanted to mention that game because I'm telling you right now, I haven't bet it or made a decision on it yet, but I'm definitely thinking about and leaning Utah just at +1 against California. Then another huge game which I have absolutely zero opinion on as of right now: Oklahoma at TCU.
No, I wouldn't
it's gone
touch
up to
that
3.
with a 10-foot pole.
Although now it's crept up.
TCU, they didn't cover again, right?
I know,
this
but
is overvalued, buddy.
At +2, I didn't want to touch it. Now it's up to 3.5, though, Mike Brenner.
And it's in TCU, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's up. Ooh, that's tempting.
All right, here's one I think I am going to give, and this is a big balls play.
All right,
to
here
start
we go.
Things
Pull
off,
that trigger pistol.
Texas A&M at South Carolina, right?
Wow.
Texas A&M, they're very good. South Carolina has a lot of issues, but
didn't A&M just bury Vanderbilt?
yes, I believe.
Yeah,
No, they. Wait, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, Vanderbilt.
I can't remember. Yeah, right. South Carolina getting 17.5. I think it's too many points. South Carolina?
Was it No, who was?
I'm blanking on
Texas
on who
A&M. They just buried. It's Arkansas. That's who they beat.
Right.
I'm
Texas,
sorry.
they beat Arkansas as a 7-point favorite. South Carolina, again, this is sort of like the Wisconsin-Michigan State game.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, look, South Carolina has SEC players.
Sure.
You're giving them 17.5. Texas A&M obviously is a great offense. The defense is improved, but I'm going to take South Carolina here plus 17.5.
I wouldn't talk you off that ledge because I think Muschamp's starting to get some respect there as far as from the players. So
that's to start, and then
that's a lot of points.
And now here we go, Mike Brenner. This is probably a 10-foot pole for you, but let's just bring it up and talk about it. Maybe make a joke or two about it. Wisconsin and Michigan. Woo! What do you think?
Yeah, I think
10.5 or 11 at Heritage. Wisconsin and Michigan. Mike Brenner, what do you think? 11 at Heritage, 11 at the Greek. Both Heritage and the Greek appear to be leaning to Michigan.
And this game is in.
It's in Michigan.
Again, five home games right out of the gate. You got to give me that first half.
This is starting to remind me a little bit of those Alabama lines when they're like a double-digit home favorite against another top 10 team in their conference, and they wind up covering by 20.
Exactly, and it's Jim Harbaugh. That effect is really poured in. I'm going to have the first half on that.
You're taking Michigan.
Hell yeah, I'm going to take them.
First half. We'll give you that one. All right. Let's see. Here we go.
Jesus, I got 6 picks already.
Big balls play number 2, and this one might burn me. And again, my forte is totals and second halves, not sides. But
that's right. That's a disclaimer there.
It's a disclaimer, misclaimer, and it's an everything bad claimer. All right, I'm gonna take Idaho plus 13.5 against Troy. Idaho's at home against Troy.
Well, that is a big balls play.
I forgot my reasoning, but I looked into the stats. I looked into the numbers, and the yardage numbers indicate to me that this is
my reasoning.
Last year they played a game, went very close, a 3-point win
Troy's
by
got
Troy.
some talent now. Them boys got some talent.
But they're off of a big win, and they have some nice wins early on, which I think might be making them a little bit
now this big win, I think, might make them a little overconfident also last week, so you might be sitting in a real nice spot there.
And last year it was a close game, so I'm going to take a shot with Idaho plus 13.5 over Troy as my second pick. Let's see, what else is interesting? I'll tell you what, Mike Brenner, I just love handicap. I love it when the full games come out, the opening lines.
I can see the excitement in
All right, now, Mike Brenner, Brenner, what do you think? Notre Dame against Syracuse at a neutral field. The line opened, I think it was 13.5 or 13. I did grab Syracuse just because I knew the line would go
Speaking
down.
of grab, hold on a second. Hey, Dennis, give me that 10-foot pole. Grab me that 10-foot pole, please.
Why don't you like
Holy
Syracuse?
cow.
It's down to 12.
Well, if
or
anything,
12.
I'd take Syracuse.
Right.
And I would, but I'm going to be doing a teaser with Syracuse.
Okay. You think that
I'm
you
not
think
putting
that
it out today, but yeah, I got news for you. I'm so disappointed in what's going on there. I grew up a Notre Dame fan, Pete. My dad, bless his, rest in peace, he's rolling over, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. If anything, I would go Syracuse, and I'm thinking about just adding 10 on top of that with a three-point and getting it at 22.5.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Notre Dame, who knows?
They got no quarterback, Pete. They had that situation with Kaiser and the other one, and then apparently they said we had it all worked out. Well, I sure haven't seen it.
All right, one other game that's interesting here. Where did it go? Oh, yeah. What do you think? Ohio State minus 38.5.
Yeah, over Rutgers.
Over Rutgers.
There's another one. There's just another, and again, look at the coaches you just mentioned in all these big line spreads. Saban, Harbaugh, and Meyer. They're the best three in the whole country. In the whole country, bar none. There's anybody better than those three in my eyes. So that team's capable of covering that thing.
Yeah.
And again, they
But
want
are
to come
they
out
motivated?
early.
Are they motivated is the
Urban
question.
Meyer keeps them motivated.
Okay.
He keeps them motivated. Pistol.
Next game, this might be a 10-foot pole, but we have to bring it up because it's a huge game Friday night.
Yeah.
You had a winner with Stanford. Nice call on that one, Mike Brenner.
And check it out. I got the winner because it was a push, and then they had that last sack
right.
with 2 seconds left. The guy picks it up and rumbles and stumbles all the way in the end zone. Covers it for me, baby. It was beautiful.
Still, Stanford is a strong team. I think they were the right side in retrospect. I also had a winner with the under on that one. Now, the big Friday night clash at Washington. Washington minus 3. Is it a 10-foot pole for you, or do you think?
Yeah, Washington burnt me so bad this weekend.
Yeah.
Lost my focus Saturday with what was going on. Yeah, Washington. Don't even want to go there.
That is a tough one.
That is a tough one. And Stanford, again, on the road, but they're not afraid to play on that road.
No, not at all.
What I tell you, Jim Moore Jr., man, he gets those big opportunities, and he just can't capitalize for UCLA. That guy's got to go.
All right, Mike Brenner. Next one, I'm thinking about the Saline. I'm not going to give it yet, but I'm definitely thinking about it. Florida and Vanderbilt. Last year, of course, they played a very low-scoring, very tight game, and I think it's going to be low-scoring and tight again. I did bet this one on the overnight, and I took Vanderbilt plus 9.5. It's up to 10 at bookmaker. I'm leaning Vanderbilt here.
I think that's a big balls play of the day for you, buddy.
Because you disagree with it.
Well, the way that if they had not had a solid first half against Tennessee, I would say hell yeah, Pete, hell yeah. But that first half against Tennessee wasn't a fluke.
Right.
There's talent there. They just absolutely got buried so quick they couldn't even see the light through the sand looking up. I'm not kidding you. So that team is now facing, hey, it's come to Jesus time with the coach. You've got to look in the mirror and go, who the hell really are we? For real. I got news for you. This is going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick. Give me the first half, Pistol Pete. Hell yeah, baby.
You're taking
I'm
Florida.
taking Florida.
All right,
first
Florida.
half.
Write that one down. Write all the stuff down.
I got
Mike.
every one of them now.
Sounds good.
Florida first half. I'm going
Florida
nuts this
first
week.
half. By the end of the week, I may be against you, but on the full game, not first half.
I'll talk you off that ledge. I
You
get
might.
it.
You might.
After I get digging deep
it.
for that psychological edge, Pistol Pete, I'll
Next
pull you off
one
there.
that I'm looking at, Mike Brenner, Duke coming off the win over Notre Dame. I'm thinking about Virginia plus 3.5. What do you think?
Ooh,
You
I
think
know.
It might be,
I think that this
Virginia
could be
under
the
Bronco Mendenhall
this could be the classic overlook right here.
I mean, but, Duke. Look again.
Yeah, David Cutcliffe, did you see the look on his face? He was shocked they won. He was like, holy shit, we won.
It's a good win. I'm not throwing out the win over Notre Dame, but I'm also not going to throw out the loss to Wake Forest. I'm not going to throw out the loss to Northwestern. And Virginia with Bronco Mendenhall. Kind of like them. I had the over. I had the over in their last game against Central Michigan.
Pete, I like that. And you got to pull the trigger on that.
All right, I'll think about it.
I'll just think about it. Pull the trigger.
All right, fine. I'll pull the trigger. 3.5. Jesus Christ. All right, that's an official pick. Virginia plus 2. All right, what else? And here's another one I'm thinking about.
Let's have a good show, Brenner. I said okay.
Here's another one I'm thinking about, and I did take this one, and it's actually moved in my favor a little bit. Auburn, right? Who do they have? They have a big game coming up next. Who's it?
Well, they turn around. They got. Hey, guess what? Guess who got fired? Les Miles.
That's right.
I told you. I called it. I called it.
You absolutely did. Not only did you call it, you also called that they would be a good fade.
Yes.
So we can discuss LSU a little bit later in the show.
Sorry about that.
But no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Auburn is in a sandwich spot. I forgot who they're playing next week off the top of my head, but they're in a sandwich spot.
It might be Alabama.
I can't.
No, they don't play them.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's ULM. I took them at 33.5. Louisiana Monroe. They're also off of a bye. They're going to be scrapping. Now, the last time I did this was with Texas State, and I got totally burned.
Okay, that's all right.
But
That's a chance
I'm
you
thinking
take.
about taking ULM plus 33. What do you think?
Well, that's a big balls play.
It is a big
plus
ball
33.
play.
You know,
That
you
is
might
a
want to
big
just tease it
balls
and take
play.
the 43 pistol. I don't know.
All right, you know what? I'll add it. I'll add it for
your
now.
reasoning, though,
Yeah.
your logic is dead on.
I'll add it for now. I might take it off later on in the week by taking the other side with Auburn. But for right now, I'll take ULM plus 33 against Auburn.
Pistol.
Yep. And I guess that's it for me for right now. That's all there's a lot of other interesting games. Mike
Jesus.
Brenner, do you have anything that you want to say that we didn't get to?
No, I was just actually going to say, because we've covered every single one
Yeah.
that I had wrote down, every single one.
And I only got to crunch like 3/4 of the opening lines. There's a quarter of them that I
Yeah.
still haven't gotten
That's
to. So
probably
there may
gonna
be
bug the hell out of you,
there may
too, I
be
guarantee you.
no. I'll get to it after
sure
this
you
show.
will.
Oh yes, that's right. This is the one. Tell me what you think about this, Mike Brenner. USC -8 over Arizona State. I bet that one on the overnight line. It was a slight move down to a 7.5, which is a little bit concerning.
I think you just created another big balls category.
If there's a team that USC can use their talent to get a win over, they're at home against Arizona
you would
State,
think, right? You think they should pound them on paper? They should.
Unless they really are completely dysfunctional
And they could be.
and they lose outright.
And what
You know
I'm going to
I
do
mean?
is I'm not going to take that chance and back them this week. But
Right,
after this
right.
week, we'll find out if exactly that's what
Right.
they are.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit more research into that. Maybe I'll give it later in the week, but that's what I'm thinking right now. All right, Mike Brenner,
like it.
why don't you review your picks? And,
Sure will. Got a bunch of them. I'm going with Florida Gators first half. It's probably going to be about 5, somewhere in there. Houston on the first half. Michigan State first half and the full game, as they have no choice but to bounce back. Clemson full game as a dog at home. We don't even need the points, but because of the show, we got to do it. Full game.
Well, you're
I'm
only
taking.
going to get one, but
Yeah, I
okay.
know. Jesus, I'll give you 7. How's that?
I hope you don't need that many. All right.
We won't. And Alabama first half and Michigan first half. So I'm absolutely feeling good about it, Pete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks for
Good.
college.
Throughout the rest of this week, we'll be previewing individual games with various handicappers. We'll be hopefully giving more individual picks. I'm hoping to get some totals plays out in the middle of the week. And then Friday, we'll do our overall recap. And then, of course, there will be the DSI show. All that's coming up this week at SBR Videos. And don't forget to go to sportsbookreview.com to find out the ratings and reviews of any and all sports books that exist right now. Any book you're thinking about signing up with. All right, Mike Brenner.
Absolutely,
I'm psyched for
buddy.
week 5.
I am too. And on another note, on a serious note, go Marlins tonight tribute. Jose Fernandez, number 16.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.